Have you ever said, God, just let me die? Not in front of people, not in a dramatic way, but like after another L, after another day of holding it together so hard that your chest hurts after scrolling for hours and still feeling nothing. Maybe you said, I just wanted to sleep and not wake up for a bit. This is too much. I'm so tired of trying to be okay. If that's you, you're not alone. And that's why I go live every single week, Monday to Friday, for Still Chosen, a Bible study series where we talk real mental health through real Bible stories for real people who are still figuring it out, like you and me. Hey, y'all, I'm Barbara, former Team Canada high jumper, believing in God to help me make it back to nationals and actually win this whole journey I'm on. It's by faith, just like this whole entire series. Still Chosen is for the ones who believe in God, but also have panic attack. It's for the one who prays in the morning, but dissociate by lunch. It's for the ones who are tired of pretending that faith makes you immune to mental breakdowns, which is not the case. Because the church doesn't always give space for people to struggle with their minds. You say depression and suddenly you're told to just pray more. You mention suicidal thoughts and suddenly you're not strong enough in the word. No, this space is different because healing requires honesty. So today on the live, we talked about Jonah, who is a prophet. Now, don't let the title scare you. A prophet back then was basically someone God trusted to deliver an important message, right? So God tells Jonah, go to the city and tell them to change their ways. And Jonah pretty much says, no. He literally books a trip in the opposite direction, not because he's evil, but because he's overwhelmed. He's scared. He doesn't want the pressure. And that's where a lot of us live. You feel like God's calling you to something, but you don't want the weight of it. You feel like there's more in you, but the thought of failing again makes you shut down. Failure is scary. Jonah ends up in a storm, gets tossed into the sea, and is swallowed by a big fish. And in that moment, he says something a lot of us whisper in our mind. Just let me die. Not because he doesn't love God, but because he doesn't know how to carry what he felt. That's not drama, that's mental exhaustion. That's suicidal ideation. That's what depression can sound like in the Bible. And in 2025, it doesn't always look like screaming or sobbing. Sometimes it looks like skipping every call because you can't talk today, eating cereal for dinner because cooking feels like too much, going ghost on people you love just to survive the week, performing at work or school by collapsing the moment you're alone. Sometimes it's lying in bed thinking maybe the world would be better off without me. Not because you're selfish, but because you're tired, because life feels heavy and no one's checking in this week. Not really. But here's what makes Jonah's story powerful. God still used him. Jonah ran, Jonah broke down, Jonah tried to disappear, and God still called him chosen. God didn't cancel him, didn't shame him for it. He gave him space to feel, to cry, to be angry, to wrestle. And then God gave him another chance. And that's the part I want to leave with you. Even if you're in a pit right now, right? Like Jonah was in the fish. Even if you already said, God, I can't take this anymore. Even if you're just numb and going through the motion, you're not too far gone. You're not too broken. You're definitely not disqualified. Jonah was still chosen, and so are you. So if this hits, if you feel like this video was for you, go watch the full episode. It's on my YouTube channel, Barbie's Bible Bunch. We literally go live every weekday, Monday to Friday, because faith is a daily walk and healing is a daily fight. Subscribe, comment, share this with someone who's been quiet lately. God bless y'all. You're not alone. You're not too late. And you are still deeply chosen by God. I promise you that.